Hello, Facebook Live. I was going to say good morning, but it's already 12:30. 12:30. It's lunchtime. Of course, we're not open for lunch today, but it is lunchtime, and my head is spinning today. My head is spinning. I'm sitting here at the booth doing some work, doing a bunch of work this morning. A lot of things going on, so I'll tell you what's going on. A lot of really, really good things going on. I'm just going to look at my computers here and see if anybody's commenting. I can read it better. So, sorry about that. There's a lot of really, really cool things going on here at the restaurant in Ellenville. My morning's been really, really hectic. Most of you know we do trips to Italy, and that right there is the Malinchini estate, a 16th century Medici estate that we stayed in November. We had to cancel this November's trip, and we pushed it off to April, and we are just about sold out. I think there's like 2 spots left. I believe there's 2 spots left. Really very popular. So we're planning that trip now. So this morning when I got down here, I had to get some of our orders in through the companies we buy from. Justin's going to college in literally 3 weeks. He's off to college. He's off to Buffalo and Canisius, and so we were going over this massive list of stuff that we need to get him for his dorm: food, convenience foods, things like that, snacks that he can take up, so I can order from our one organic supplier that we buy from. So that was the first thing this morning. Then I sent all these messages off to Italy. First thing this morning, I'm messaging our contacts in Italy. I've literally had conversations with, I think, 5 people from Italy today, mostly from southern Italy, 1 from Tuscany, 2 from Tuscany, the rest from southern Italy. And of course I send all these messages out, and you don't hear anything from them, nothing, because it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime, and then it goes into siesta. In Italy, they have this tradition of having a really big lunch, and then after lunch, they relax for a couple of hours, and then all the stores close. If you're in the tourist areas, it's a little different. But when you're like in true like the countryside of Italy, things just close down in the afternoons. A lot of things just totally close down. So I sent all these messages to our contacts in Italy, and all of a sudden I got bombarded back at once lunch and siesta was over, once they're getting ready back in work mode. And they'll literally go back to work at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The stores open up again, and restaurants in Italy don't open until about 7:30 at night. Now, if you're in the tourist areas, so if you're going to Florence and you're walking on the tourist strip, or Assisi or Rome or things like that, that's a totally different scenario. That's not the typical Italian culture. So I get tons and tons of messages back, and I'm literally multitasking, messaging on Facebook, messaging on WhatsApp. Everybody who's messaging me, and certain people are saying, well, you have to ask so-and-so. I'm like, well, I'm actually messaging so-and-so right now on the other line here, trying to coordinate. So Jamie and I, that trip that we're doing to Italy in April, like I said, I think there's about 2 seats left. We'll know a little bit later today. We're at about 22 people. We take 24 people. One of the things that we're working on today is making sure that the wineries have adequate tasting rooms, and we're confirmed with them. And so I'm on the phone. I'm messaging a lot of vineyard owners today, and people who are in the wine business in southern Italy, to make sure that these are our dates. This is when we're coming, and making sure if we have to maneuver things around, we can get that taken care of for the next month. Because sometimes I don't know the lay of the land as well as the people that are down local there, so I use them for a lot of advice, the vineyard owners and the people who represent the wines, and saying, okay, we're going here to here. Does this look logistical? So this is what we were trying to figure out this morning. From this vineyard to that city to that city. Jamie and I went there. We drove the route. We did everything, but we don't really know the true logistics. So of course, if we can save any time traveling in the bus, things like that, that's what we're trying to figure out now, is to connect the dots shorter. So let's see. So between Justin going to school, all of these Italian people messaging me all at once today, trying to work on our Italy trip, my head is literally spinning. Then on top of it, we have this amazing, insane lobster, the tail sale. Lobster, people bought, I don't know how many cases of lobster tails we sold this week. We sold a lot of cases of lobster tails. So besides you coming in here and being able to get our lobster bake, we can sell you frozen lobster tails to take home. So we have a great deal on lobster tails, on cold water lobster tails. The sale ends Friday. I have to get a lot more tails this week. Sale ends Friday. It's basically $21.99 a pound for cold water, Canadian, Nova Scotia, lobster tails, Gulf of Maine, all through up in that area. We can sell them to you for $21.99. If you go to Sam's Club right now and buy the cheap inferior warm water tails, or to Walmart, they're $25 a pound. So we have a much better product at a very, very awesome price, and that's only limited until this Friday. Somebody just called us and said, can you get us clams too? Folks, we can get you anything we serve in the restaurant here. I always try to tell everybody, anything that's in our kitchen, anything we're using, anything we're serving, we can totally get that for you. So if you want a bushel of clams for the weekend, or a bag of 100 clams, a quarter bushel, we can take care of all that for you. That's what somebody called me. I want tails, I want clams, can you get me clams? So we can easily do that kind of stuff at still good prices, all right? So if you don't want to make a trip to wherever you have to go for clams and this and that, we can easily take care of all that kind of stuff. Or we'll get the deliveries on Thursday, and we'll get deliveries on Friday of this week. So if you're planning on stocking anything up for the weekend, give us a call. Steaks, things like that, chicken breast, super easy to do. We're actually transitioning into doing more of the grocery type sales the latter part of the week. So for example, we had a couple pints of strawberries left here. I didn't order fresh strawberries to come in today because we have enough for the kitchen. I want to make sure that we get fresh strawberries in for the weekend. So on Thursday, I'll probably get 3 or 4 flats of strawberries because we'll go through them that quick instead of them sitting around. So we're transitioning our grocery sales for more of later in the week. We can still get you stuff today. If you wanted strawberries today, they came in on Saturday. They're perfectly fine. But I don't want to overstock in the beginning of the week for grocery sales. So if you're thinking ahead, and you're like, okay, this weekend, like we sold a ton of organic corn. We have organic corn from Norwich Meadow Farms coming from upstate. I have to order more of their corn. So if you're thinking ahead, like barbecuing this weekend, you're going to friends' houses, things like that, cooking, think ahead for the weekend and we can get you stuff. Today on Monday is one of our Farm Hub deadlines. So if there's like last week we had people that wanted really high quality, truly free roaming, truly free range, truly out in the lawn chickens. We got them for them. They came in on Wednesday, so it was for Thursday. So this one Farm Hub has like 40, 50, 60 farms, producers in there. It's insane what we can buy from this Farm Hub, and that's where we get a lot of our local produce from, besides Baldor, our other distributor, which is loaded with local produce. So think ahead for the weekend. You can email your grocery order in, or info@aromatimebistro.com. If you don't see it on the list, just ask, because chances are, especially if it's here in our kitchen, if you know we're cooking clams or cooking oysters and you wanted oysters for home, to shuck at home, we'll give you the grocery store price what oysters would be, instead of you going to whatever fish market, Gadaletto's or whatever, and paying full retail for each piece of oysters. We'll be happy to sell you 12 oysters or whatever for the price. You'd go there and save you the trip. So anything that's in our kitchen, we're happy to sell to you. That's very easy for us to do. So lobster tails this week is the deal. Until Friday, they're $21.99. Normally $34.99. They will go back to that price. Around $34.99 is still a good price. That's the average price going out there. If you go online to some of these places, you'll find you'll pay a lot more per pound, typically online. So everybody, thanks for tuning in this morning. If you can just drop a comment, #live or #replay, depending upon if it's live or replay, that'd be great. The picture that I'm sitting next to here, if you missed it in the beginning, this is the Malinchini estate. This is one of the properties. Jamie and I have been here 3 times. This is a 16th century Medici estate located 10 kilometers outside of Florence. These are actually turned into villas now. These are turned into amazing villas. Let me turn the camera a little more like that. There you go. These are turned into amazing villas that you can actually stay. We stayed right there when we were there, and then around the corner, and one of their other properties, there's more villas. This whole place can probably sleep 30 people. So it's a really, really awesome property. Very conveniently located. Very, very conveniently located. If you're going to Florence, they're right there. They do amazing wine tastings. We have all their wines here. Just a really, really awesome. Guiliano, the owner, she's great. She was here back in January. She was actually here in the restaurant visiting us. And she comes here a couple times a year prior to COVID. Prior to COVID, a lot of our Italian winery owners were coming to visit 2-3 times a year. The brokers, the sales reps, they were coming from Italy a lot. Not many of them have ventured over and traveled because of COVID. And but they are starting to travel again. Italy's been open, folks, since May 19th, I believe. Italy's been open, tourism, everything. Things are happening there. So that's the story with that. I'm going to switch the lens here and show you the other picture. This is a place in southern Italy. By the way, I took both these pictures. All the pictures that are on the wall here. That's another. You can see the streets there. That is a shot of a village in northern Italy, Sermoni, Lake Garda. That right there is Italy's rock city. I took that picture last November. I walked out of our hotel room. Where we're going to be staying again in April on our group trip. Walked out of our hotel room, crossed the one-lane street, and set my camera up on a tripod and snapped this picture. It's Italy's rock city. It's called Matera. It's a 9,000-year-old city. Until the 50s, people were still living in the caves there, and we actually stayed in one of the renovated caves. We actually spent the night in a hotel, the San Angelo, which has bought this piece of the side of the mountain there and renovated a bunch of the caves, and the hotel rooms are just magnificent, out of this world. I think it's a Rella and Chateau property. So, but that's the view. If you want to go to Italy with us in April, that's the view you can wake up to, go to bed to. It's amazing. I got a couple of amazing sunrises in there too. So that's it, folks. Jamie will be on doing our happy hour live later. Susie says it's her anniversary. We'll see you soon. Happy anniversary. Enjoy your videos. Seems like you both work real hard to make successful. Yes, we work really hard, but we love what we do. We absolutely love what we do, Jamie and I. And the fact that we get to work together every day is just a true blessing. A lot of couples claim that they can't work together. They would kill their spouse, and believe me, we're at that point sometimes where we feel like thinking our frustration, or our frustration is Jamie, or it is me for Jamie. But as an overall consensus, we just absolutely love working together. We've been doing it for 18 years now. I actually wouldn't know what to do if I went to another job and Jamie wasn't there. So it's just really an awesome, great feeling. And let's see, tonight's wine dinner. Tonight we're doing the wines of Cantale. Holly said that too. She works with her husband. Very thankful. Yes, it's a really amazing feeling to be able to dial in and work with your spouse and have a successful business and still successful relationship on top of it. So we're doing tonight the wines of Cantale. Paolo is one of the people I was reaching out to today, and we're hopefully going to make a video here soon and connect again when he's free. But we're doing the Cantale wines, and we have a bunch of their wines in that you can actually take home, purchase. So that's the story with that. The dinner, it's a one course dinner. So it's like a tasting plate with 4 wines. It's $25, and I believe we're sold out. Jamie knows the reservations. Jamie's in the office next door doing the reservations. I believe we're sold out. For $25, it's such a bargain, and it's really amazing wines. In 2 weeks, we'll do Botromagno. Botromagno is another producer right near Arbor in southern Italy, in Apulia, in that area. So we'll be doing Botromagno. And then I was talking to our other friend, Lucia, this morning, in-depth conversation with her. And we're going to have some of her wineries that she represents in the mix as well, coming up soon. Plus, we're going to do a cheese night here too. We have something really cool coming up for a cheese night that we're collaborating with somebody else for that here in our back garden. So stay tuned for that. And that's it, folks. I'm going to actually go for a bike ride right now. Get 10 or 12 or 15 miles and maybe 20 miles, and I'm not sure. Then I have to come back and do a little work in the kitchen. So that is it, folks. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Everybody has an amazing day. I see Jean is on. Jean King is on watching. Hi, Jean. Hello, everybody else who's tuning in. Mary, Barbara Hoff, who owns Across the Street Top Shelf, is on there. Jean, if you're still on, that's the Malinchini estate. That's where we stayed back in November. So, everybody else who's tuning in, thank you very much. Vicky, hi, Vicky. Dina, Kathy. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Barbara just gave us a thumbs up. Barbara has this great store across the street. If you're in Ellenville, you know Ellenville. She's done top shelf jewelry for I don't know how many years. Down the street in her one building, it's she can describe better than I can. But she has a great gift shop, vintage stuff, new stuff, like amazing shop right across the street here from us on the corner. Always something really cool in there, really cool. So if you're in Ellenville, stop in to see Barbara at Top Shelf. Then we have down the street Pascaline at the French Connection. She's down there. She has another great gift shop. So when we first opened in Ellenville, there was like you didn't come to Ellenville to eat because we were the very first restaurant to come into Ellenville. It was a formal restaurant. There was pizza places and Chinese places, but to think there was a restaurant that have a wine list of 100 wines and a nice formal sit down and a steak and a nice stock bar, that hasn't existed in Ellenville for years. So when we first opened, we didn't have other gift shops. We didn't have a lot of things that were happening. We had the Shadowland Theater, which was the real true visionaries when they started their project years and years ago, doing live professional off-Broadway theater here in Ellenville in the Hudson Valley. And then when we jumped on the scene in 2003, it was like people just weren't coming to Ellenville. You didn't want to come to Ellenville to eat. You didn't want to come to Ellenville to park. You didn't want to, and now there's a bunch of great restaurants here. We have Restaurant Row here, the Theatery Row. We have gift shops coming in. There's amazing hiking. Lippman Park has transformed into the best mountain bike park in New York State. They always get awards at Lippman Park. So Barbara's been doing this for 40 years, she's saying, manufacturing jewelry. So for 40 years at the old depot. So Barbara's got a lot of amazing stuff across the street. Definitely a must. And I've had some of my most popular Facebook Lives have been when I'm over with Barbara showing off her store. They have been really extremely popular Facebook Lives, and I'll get back over there and to a couple other places too to show everybody really what's good in Ellenville. Because when you come to Ellenville, there's so much more to do, more than just come eat at my restaurant at Aroma Time. There's a lot. Hiking, whether you want to take some technical single path trails or flat carriage trails. We have all different types of trail levels. Fishing, hang gliding, paragliding for the adventurous. We have one of the only schools that's left out there. There's not too many schools you can go get lessons for hang gliding. We have Mountain Wings right down the road here, and Greg's been doing that probably for 40 years as well. So Mountain Wings is down there if you want to get hang gliding lessons and soar through the valley here. It's amazing. Your first day, you're not going to do that. It takes a while to build up to that. I took lessons years ago, and I was able to go off the training hill, and it's an amazing feeling to sit there with. And I've only done this once, by the way, with this kite, this fixed wing kite, and you start taking some steps, and you tip right, and the wind's there, and it just like all of a sudden you're running with your feet, and your feet no longer touch the ground because it just picks you up. And we're able to sail 20, 30, 40 feet down off the training hill. It was really awesome. And that was years and years ago I did that. I need to get back and do more of that. So just Ellenville, between fishing, between mountain biking, hiking, hang gliding, theater, restaurants, gift shops, it's really an amazing place to come down to. We have so many attributes here. So Barbara's saying something else about the museum. Museum of Natural History has the largest naturally formed crystal from Ellenville. So Ellenville is known for their crystals here. The mountain here, you can go crystalling. A lot of people do go crystalling. The first time I ever took my kids to the mountain to show them where the crystals are, they were like, "Dad, there's broken." They were little. They were like 6 and 8. They were like, "Dad, there's broken glass on the ground. Where's all this broken?" I'm like, "That's not broken glass. Those are the tailings of crystal pieces that are all over the floor there on the trail." And they're like, "Wow, that's great." So this piece here is a local crystal piece. That's from the mountain here. That's another piece that's local right there. So those are all local. So the mountain is really rich in crystals. In our water there, we restructure water there. I have some different elements in there and a lot of local crystals. So the crystals are all over the mountain. So the Museum of Natural History has a massive formation. That's from Brazil. If you want more information about the local crystals, if you want to buy some, you can go down to Stedner Printing, also known as Loads of Nature. They have tons and tons of all kinds of gems and stones and crystals, and they have a nice selection of local Ellenville stuff. So go see Stedner Printing, go see Willie down there, Loads of Nature, and you can get some pieces from him. There is a massive piece, beautiful piece down in Wurtsboro, the store down there. It's not for sale, but you can go in and admire it. It's not for sale. It's a big Ellenville crystal piece as well, not for sale. If you want to buy any, check out Stedner's first here right on the block. So yeah, all right, folks, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. A lot of people tuning in. And again, lots and lots of things to do in Ellenville. So come to Ellenville, shop, eat. On the weekends, I forgot to mention, on the weekends, we close the streets off here for cars, and it's open for dining. It's open for dining, so there's tables in the streets. We do our lobster bake. You park, you shop, you eat, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Excellent. And Barbara's saying Matt from the podcast has done a lot of crystalling. So I've been out there before. So yeah, he knows a lot about that. So you can ask Matt at the public house too. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for everything. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So that's it. All right, have a great day. Check Jamie out at 4 o'clock. I believe she'll be on at 4 o'clock doing her happy hour live. Yeah, she's giving some hearts and some thumbs up right now. Jamie's watching from the office. Jamie, do you have a drink that you prepared for today? Or do you need an idea for a drink? If you want to leave a comment, if anyone wants to leave a comment of a drink and make a request, Jamie does take drink requests. She takes drink requests, so drop some comments. You can drop a comment on her Facebook Live too if you wanted to make a request for the following day. So she tries to work a little bit ahead, but sometimes it's kind of impossible. So she always needs ideas. Always needs ideas. So, all right, folks, that's it. I gotta go on. Gotta get on my bike ride. Jamie's going on a bike ride too. She's doing the spin bike. I'm going on a actual bike ride down to Kerhonkson and back. All right, folks, talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in.